There we go. Looking like we get some audio now. All right. I love it, Icy. Yes, it will be a big show tonight. Let me turn that music down. I love that. And let me also give a thank you to Icy. Made it very kind to make a $5 donation the other day. Much appreciated. Yes, Icy. Looks like it will be a big show tonight. I hope it is. Hello, everybody. Let's welcome everybody else in. Let's make sure that I've got my... I'm visible on the screen. All right, hopefully I'm visible. Everybody can see me clearly. And I hope everybody's having a good evening. Just want to get this out of the way. I don't normally like to whine about anything or bring up my personal life, but I live in the South, and it looks like we're getting a hurricane down here. So I may be without power for a little bit, some point over the next few days. It's not going to be fun, but it is what it is. Just want to get that out of the way. If anybody's wondering, that's the answer. So yeah, I'm not expecting any major damage. I don't live near the coast or anything like that. But it's never fun to have a big storm like that. All right, so let's get back to welcoming you folks in. Emperor Shabadin. Hey, well, lost a bet. Well, hopefully it wasn't for too much money. Hopefully losing the bet to make you come here. That sounds like winning the bet, right? Welcome in, Rosebud. Welcome in, Fallen Angel. Oh, and by the way, I saw the other night. I saw your comment. No, I did not see Deliverance back in the 70s. I meant to say I saw the one that was made in the 70s. I'm not that old. I grew up in the 90s. But I'm not that young either. Welcome in, Nutty. Good evening. Jamie Carpenter, good to see you. And good luck with your surgery. I know that you mentioned that last week. I think that's awesome. You getting that weight loss surgery. All right, let's get everybody welcomed in here. Nuclear assault, some chicken. That's one of the few things I did getting ready for the storm. Is I had some frozen shrimp. I cooked up the shrimp so they wouldn't. So that way, if the power goes out, I can just eat them already cooked. Welcome in, Nirvana. Hopefully, you're having a good evening. It's a girl's life. That's the picture I have for tonight. I didn't turn it into a video because I didn't really think it came out that good, but I'm glad you like it. Those are the people I'm having on tonight, by the way. Welcome in, Spooky Views. Detective Coachie's good to see you tonight. Sherry C333, good to see you. Sarah Jane's Journey, that's Skinny Queen, Sarah Jane of Skinny Queen Reacts. Good to see you, Sarah Jane. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Oh, thank you, Nutty. I'm going to do my best. Thank you, KJ. I'm going to do my best. I appreciate it. And welcome in, by the way, Kidney J. Hopefully you're doing well. Good evening, Elizu. Good to see you. Oh, you got another new picture on this week. I think this is better than the Now. Now's picture was too creepy. It's a little too messed me up. Welcome in, Aiden C. I hope that's correct, Aiden C. If I got you wrong there, let me know. But welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good night. All right, let's make sure we got everybody in here. The hurricane's not going to be... Oh, you mean like the movie. Okay, I get you. Okay, so let me make sure I got everybody welcomed in here. Looks like I do. If I missed anybody, my apologies. And as always, welcome into all of the commenters. Welcome into all of you wonderful chatters, all you lurkers. You're all very much appreciated. And also all you fine folks watching the replay. If you haven't had a chance, please click that like button. It helps out the stream tremendously. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to click that bell if you'd like to get notifications of when I go live with these streams. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a foodie video. I have an edit from Just Saying. We're not going to watch the whole thing because even though it's an edit, it's a pretty long one. It's like 50 minutes. And I really want to cover some other stuff. So I think we're going to do is we're going to watch some foodie. Then we're going to go to my bigger subjects of the evening. I've got a exercise video from Glitter and Lasers, which is pretty short. We're gonna skip through it a little bit. It's not that great. But I've also got a bit of an exercise video from Boogie where he's boxing his girlfriend. Right? Like that's the way he titled it. Apparently it's a friendly sparring match. They're not actually swinging, and I think in a fight she would have a pretty good chance, to be fair. I mean, he's a lot bigger, but if she just ran away till he got tired out, she can kick his butt. And after the exercise videos, I have a 20 signs that you have the second half of that one with the 20 signs of anti-obesity bias. There's also the 20 signs to show that you have are full of diet culture. If you are full of diet culture instead of being full of sweets and candy, you are in the wrong. So you got to unlearn that diet culture and learn some pro-obesity bias. That's what you got to learn. So we're going to be talking about that, and I think that's what we got. All right. Okay. I'm just buckle down, Jamie. Make sure you follow the doctor's advice. I feel like I've got a good feeling about it. All right. So yeah, let's get the video started. So we're gonna watch a little bit of Foodie to start. This is an edit from Just Saying. I'll put the link in the chat. This is Foodie's.
I don't know how long these CPAP marks are gonna last.
Most recent vid.
But I'm kind of just like giving up on this trip until I go home. I don't know. I think it's just because like.
And I think it's pretty funny the way that Foodie is just now talking about how she's given up on her trip and all of this. This trip has been started out as, well, Salah wants to come with me, but he can't come, so I'm going to go. And then she gets here, and she's like, oh, I want to do all this stuff, but I don't want to do it without Salah. I don't want to go do stuff without Salah, so I'm waiting for Salah to get here. And then after a month, it's like, well, Salah should come here, but he's going to be getting here so late, it doesn't make sense, right? Because it doesn't make sense for him to come here if he's going to have to leave. And now it's like, well, if Salah's not here, I don't want to do anything without Salah, so I can't do anything now because he's not here. Like, she just keeps changing her story. It's hilarious. It went from, I'm waiting for Salah, to, well, it doesn't make sense for Salah to come if it's so late, to, well, I'm not going to do anything because if Salah's not going to be here, why should I do anything? She just keeps having different excuses for why she should be in her room all day. So, yeah, this is...
I was just... nothing appeals to me to do by myself. I don't know why, but don't give up. I don't know what I want to do.
I am having a can of seltzer.
My allergies are bad every time I wake up. I usually sneeze.
How's the audio balance, by the way? Hopefully, Foodie, I have her pretty good. The other week, I felt like she was a little bit quiet, but hopefully this is good. If folks, let me know if it's not.
A million times. Hi, Rhonda. Yeah, of course I am depressed. Yeah, I am Miss Nick. I don't even feel like going to a movie, temples.
At this point.
I don't know. I have no joie de vivre right now.
Exactly.
I'm just like over it. I miss my pets. Tired of being alone. They're very crowded.
Excellent, Kidney J. Today. That's perfect.
I didn't get one yet. I have to extend my phone plan or else I can't go anywhere because I don't have internet. Don't worry, I'm going home soon down under. There's no need to cut it short. Do I have some discoloration? Maybe I have to put the...
There's no need to cut it short. But Foodie, you said that you're not going to do anything because Salah can't come. So why don't you want to cut it short if you said that you don't even want to do anything? You're just waiting to leave because, well, if Salah's here, I don't want to do anything without Salah. But you're the one who told him not to come. Like, you can't make this up. This is such a contradiction. Oh, and who here saw Foodie's weigh-in the other day? I did a guest, though. I was guesting over on Sarah Jane's channel. We reviewed Foodie's weigh-in the other day. Oh my God.
Some cream. Anyway, I bought some hair dye. Oh, I got a new lipstick also. The Conjuring Journal is here. Use your remaining time to relax. I feel bad not going out and doing anything. This is called Teak Rose. Oh my gosh, it's too bright for like I have no other makeup on. Like when you thought your hair grew the day after you started using collagen. It was like about a week. I'm like, is my hair
no problem, Fiona's mom. Welcome in.
On spa day. Yeah, but it just reminds me of getting some, and then I'm not because I'm by myself. You know, when you like get all.
He's loving the time by himself.
And there's no one here to appreciate the softness of your skin or your smell.
Her eye leaking. You mean like tears, or do you mean like something else?
Oh, you meant a tie.
Because I'm not really seeing it so well myself. I am seeing some discoloration. That hasn't really gone away, but I'm not really seeing the leaking so much.
Massage. I thought you meant like a spa, like on my own.
Oh, wait a minute. There's like these spots above her eyes, though. What are these spots? Are these from the filter? Or are these from... No, she's got spots on her eyes. What are those?
I need some vitamin D, exactly. That's
This might be pimples or something. I don't know.
what I was thinking. You travel? You get sick. You get physically sick. You get homesick. What's the point? I didn't travel every 3 months. This trip has been like 6 months. How to enjoy my own company again. Yeah, I tried. And I do. I mean,
thank you, Kidney
you know,
J.
but being alone for a month is a lot.
It was total crap.
My mustache.
Thank you, Rosebud.
I got some really good razors too. And I trimmed up my face.
Foodie got some razors and trimmed her face. Good, good. I'm glad to, I'm glad to hear that. She said something, I don't know if she said it in this video or another one. She said something about getting collagen for her hair.
Nowhere. Having the choice, the freedom to leave whenever you want makes all the difference. I don't feel too well. I think next time I come, we're going to go to the islands. I've never been there. Yeah, I can't wait to see my Temu. I'll be going home in like a few days. I got a lot done yesterday.
Agreed, Empress.
I know, forgot that I have to top up my internet. My phone plan was only for 30 days. Now I have to renew it. I don't have any adventures planned, but
it makes
sense. I don't want any bag soup now. Every day's a new adventure, even if you have... I usually have things planned and I never feel like I wake up and I'm like a completely different...
I get what you're saying.
...person, and I don't know.
Maybe it's because she's been smoking.
Again before I leave. If I don't...
Yeah, she is wiping her eyes a lot now that you mention it. Yeah, you're right.
What's going on? Are you alive?
Maybe it's from smoking. That can irritate your eyes.
Before I leave, but I don't know what. What should I do? I don't know.
And for anybody just getting in, we're actually gonna be doing just a short coverage of Foodie tonight, and then we're gonna be going on to some other stuff, and then going back to Foodie, depending on how it goes. Because Foodie hasn't really, there's not a lot of exciting new stuff, but I just want to cover her a little bit just to catch up.
Manicure, pedicure. There's no point if I can't put nail polish. I don't know. Sorry, I might sneeze again.
Oh, and here's the link for the video, by the way. I don't know if I put it in.
Entire month, like no joke. Slept off the plane. Actually, when I was on the plane, I started feeling sick. Maybe tonight I should go.
Welcome in, Susie Q. Good to see you.
Going by yourself. I don't want to do anything by myself. I hate it.
She doesn't want to do anything by herself. This is what I was talking about.
Anxiety, like I feel like if if Salah's there, he's like my safety net. Like if there's any problems that arise. But me, if I'm by myself, I have to solve all those problems by myself.
So there you go. See, because she didn't want to, originally, she was waiting for Salah to get there. And now that he's not going to be there, she doesn't want to do anything by herself. What?
I'm like super nervous. Hey, lady.
She's so nervous, she can't do, she is wiping her eyes a lot.
The night markets are fun, but there's nowhere to sit and eat. You just
right about that.
Around. It's not comfortable. It's humid and full of people. I'm going to go to like a nice, quiet, ritzy restaurant with like no noise and no people. Even in Canada, I would do the same thing. Right now, I would just be in my car, sitting there with a coffee, thinking of what to do for my day.
Yep.
I'd probably be like, I gotta go home.
I don't know if it's 90, but I heard that also. It might be.
Because Salah was supposed to come, and then we were supposed to do all this content together, and then something happened, and he can't come now. There's no.
Oh, but that is BS. I almost swore because I just. We were going to do so much content together. Anybody didn't hear that? That is just absolute bull crap.
I'd be like, I gotta go home, do the dishes, because Salah was supposed to come, and then we were supposed to do all this content together, and then something happened, and he can't come now. There's no point because my ticket is I'm going home, so there's no point in him coming now.
There's no point in him coming now because I'm going home in a month.
I really want to renew it an extra few weeks. I want to go home and see my pets, so it just kind of fell apart. But whatever. Yeah, I don't hate.
You're going home in a freaking month.
I hate traveling. I'm just tired of it right now. Like, I'm just tired. Like, just nothing went right. Everything that was supposed to happen didn't happen. Well, with it, sort of. And right? I don't know. I felt like I wanted to get away from the
welcome in, Nirvana. I don't know if I welcomed you in earlier.
And the weird thing is, maybe I'll miss being here when I'm back in Kuwait. Isn't that weird how that works? And people blaming Salah are just weird, especially when you don't know why he can't come. It's like, it's not his fault. It's, I blame him minus 85%.
Oh, what's the one thing that Foodie did? The one piece of content she did? She doesn't want to do anything without Salah. What's the one thing she did without Salah? She went to the haunted house. The one place where you think she would want to have, the one thing you might not want to do by yourself because she says she gets scared. Out of all the things that she could do by herself, she could go to a salon, she could go to another restaurant, I guess. She does that. But she can go to a salon. There's plenty of things. Instead, she goes to a freaking haunted house. She can go to a museum. Things she can do by herself.
It's just it is what it is, circumstances. My husband would rearrange his world. Not if he can't do anything about the circumstances, he wouldn't. Please give me a break with that Prince Valiant BS.
Wow, that's hot. That's very hot.
And your first conclusion, aluminum brain, is to go in and shit on Salah when you don't know anything about the... No, that's stupid. Maybe I should focus more on fitness? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, what's this stuff about Salah building a gym? Is that true that Salah is building a gym? Because if that is true, that is hilarious. Like, why is he building a gym for? Is he like installing extra heavyweight equipment so Chantel could use it? Like, that's the. I mean, if that's what he's doing, it actually makes sense because they do need extra reinforced equipment.
I wish it was that easy to like hype yourself up. Oh yes, let's go work out. No, not. I'd rather be fat right now. We're all gonna die.
The haunted
It's not
house.
true, Mandy. He can't. How did he come here to?
Do you really like celebrating
the
Halloween?
He came here before. Like.
That's a good point,
He's not
Rosebud.
a refugee. Like, this is what pisses me off. You people are retarded. You don't know the first thing about anything about his status. You don't know, like, you're just making shit up. He's a refugee.
See, now you can tell Foodie's not stoned here because look how she's getting angry. She obviously has not had her smoke yet. She may have had like a little gummy or something, but she hasn't really smoked. Look how angry she is.
How is he a refugee? What are you talking about?
When she smokes, she's much more chill.
Sorry, yeah, goodbye, Mandy. You don't know shit. Stop coming in here spreading your lies. Like, what the hell? So stupid.
Foodie has the devil's luck, but
I don't care. Like whatever.
Realistically, she's only got a few more years health-wise.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, and I'm sure you're very happy about that, Swag Daddy. Goodbye. Like, there's no reason for you to come in here and make BS up.
Yeah, good question, Jamie. Where is that? 108 degrees.
He's not a refugee. He doesn't he came here before. Salah can't come to Thailand. That has nothing to do with why he's not here. That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows anything. Like, you're left up to speculation, but you're making up the dumbest.
Empress, you can't. Are you not able to hear me? Hopefully you can hear me, Empress. I'm not sure if I'm understanding your message.
Dumbest, most retarded theories, okay? Like, I don't know. Just every possible stupid negative thing you can think of is not. It's like none of it's true. I know they're always rude. That's why they're blocked, and that's why they had to come back on another account. Like, I don't know why you're here. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, obviously, like, you need to reevaluate your life if you're just here to see somebody's buttons get pushed. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I don't think she will either.
Yeah, what chat would I be reading from? I don't know. I hate stupid comments like that. Like, he's a Bedouin. He's stateless. He has nothing. He wouldn't be in Kuwait. You can't be stateless in Kuwait. You need to have some kind of documentation. Like, you're not going to get an apartment, that's for sure. And if I don't have a visa, right, how am I going to get an apartment? None of their theories make any fucking sense. That's what pisses me off. It's stupid.
I've seen some of his chats, and I think if it's true, it's fantastic. But we remember when she first came there, she talked about how he was going to lose 100 kilos, or she was going to lose 100 kilos with his help when she first got there. So, I mean, if it's for real, it's awesome, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second. I mean, if he actually does it, she's going to be angry because he's going to take away your excuses to not work out. She doesn't want that.
I know they're blaming Salah for everything. Don't explain it to them. They'll most likely never leave their own country. Yeah. Someone's business, but maybe you could make a video to set things. No, I don't want to make a video. Like, I don't want to explain to people, you know? Like, just, like, how about you people just, like, accept the fact that people have personal lives, that people have things going on you don't know or understand, and you're never going to know. Like, there's things in life we're never going to know. And that's just how it is. You don't have to care about my husband, Aluminum Brain, but you can't come here and disrespect him. I care about him. He's my husband. This is my channel. So I'm just letting you know for future reference.
It's all crap.
He does a lot for me. And so for me to see people just, like, unfairly accuse him of things when they don't know anything, it just gets on my nerves. Especially in my chat. Like, get out of here, you know? I'm not controlled. I can do anything I want. Like, how am I being controlled? I always defy him.
The only thing controlling Foodie is her own poor choices at this point.
You did come in here. I don't really care, Aluminum Brain, but you came in here like, Salah's fault. Like, why? Man up, Salah. Like, what's man up? Okay, so if he runs here from Kuwait, will that be man enough for you?
It's Foodie. First of all, I think they're just pushing your buttons. But being serious for a second, if he's really your husband and he really cares about you, he's going to say, why don't you come back early, or why don't I come see you? Because this is too long. I mean, what? Now, I understand, like, it's very different from somebody traveling alone and traveling by yourself. Like, if somebody's single, they want to travel, that's it's their life. But if you're married, why would you travel for 90 days, 3 months without your spouse for no reason? It just doesn't make any sense.
So weird, I don't know. You're literally on your own vacation, so controlled. I know, right, Annabella? Like, I do what I want.
All right,
you know?
success.
I have respect for my husband, so I check in with him.
Thank you,
like,
Nutty.
To do
That's a good point.
Things. Like, you know, like, I didn't just, like... That's not how it works in a marriage.
I've actually been watching that channel, Fat Cow. I've been watching some videos by her. She's a good channel.
Sure. You're mad at them for asking for what you told them was going to happen. Because they're stupid. Like, who cares if he doesn't come, that doesn't prove anything. Because they didn't know.
I'll give a quick shout out. Fat Cow is a newer channel. Yeah, I'm watching some. In fact, I might watch one of her videos on next episode because it was one I was thinking of watching, like a retro react type thing.
Oh, to them, they're saying, "Oh, see, he doesn't love her. He's letting her travel by herself." Like that's I've seen stupid comments like this. When A doesn't prove, you know what I mean? Like A and B don't equal C here. Like their theories don't add up. Like it doesn't make any sense. He was supposed to come. Something happened. He couldn't come. Oh, of course. Of course, what? You don't know the circumstances, so how are you going to say of
Agreed.
course? Do you know what I mean? Like you don't know the first thing about what's happening. That's what's stupid. It's that stupidity that they don't
See, this is angry, bitter Foodie. This is Foodie who, for some reason, is not able to get her weed or is not able to get her food for a moment. Either she's already burned through her food budget for the day, or she spent too much on Cheesecake Factory, or maybe she ran out of weed for the day, or maybe the weed shop doesn't have her brand of gummies, or who knows what exactly is going on. But she is in a foul mood right now. Like she was just been loaded up on smoked out. In a sugar high, with their eyes glazed from all the glazed food donuts, and she's just been, feeling no pain, and all of a sudden now she's back to her like angry, bitter self again. So something is not. Maybe it's just not working as well. Maybe now that she's been smoking for a month or two, it's not working as well as it used to.
Think about stuff. I don't know. Think her private life and economy out of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it like affects anybody.
Did he?
You know what I mean?
In the
I'm not
chat?
asking people for money or for help.
I love it.
Or saying, please help me, I'm helpless. No, Yeah, I keep talking and complaining about the stupid people making comments. Yes, I do. They all share a brain. Yes, you nailed it, Teardrop.
Sometimes it'll mute other tabs and only let you have one tab.
All the private things like affecting us. That's so stupid. That would be the dumbest move ever. When I watch you, I don't even think about demanding to know.
Well, it makes sense actually, Susie Q, because I was looking at some of the Beezer chat the other day. I don't really have a chance to read it. Obviously I can only get so much time to read it. But I was looking through some of it, and I saw a little bit of what you're talking about, and I think it makes a lot of sense, because think about it. The Beezers most of the Beezers are trolls, but the ones who aren't trolls genuinely care about Foodie. The ones who aren't trolls, they like Foodie. A lot of my viewers, a lot of Sarah Jane's viewers, a lot of people here, they used to be Beezers at one point, and they used to care about Foodie, but Foodie's, treated her Beezers very poorly. She hasn't lived up to a lot of the obligations she's put out for herself, and a lot of people have just given up on her. They're sick of the lies, sick of the BS that she's spewing. And so the few Beezers she has left who still care about her are probably really happy to hear that she's finally going to get her health, because think about it. If you're a Beezer, you're somebody who likes to watch Foodie's videos, watch her streams. If you like to watch her streams, you don't want her to die. You don't want her to be bedbound. You want her to be able to keep doing videos. So, yeah.
While you're in Thailand.
There's some nice beaches there, I heard.
But it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal.
I think Pattaya is where a lot of the nice beaches are.
It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
She's been big most of the time, but she looks a little bit more sober in this vid, I think.
No, but I'm not going to compromise my morals or do things to affect my life just for views. It's not going to happen. Did I do anything on my list? Let me see.
Foodie's got a big head, too.
No. Street scale. I did the street scale.
Oh, she's got that journal from the
Conjuring. I did that. I got my makeup. I did that. I'm not going to return the dish soap, so. I got makeup pad removers. I'm not going to see New Day. I didn't order the Temu yet. I'm not ready to. Because I don't know what I got to figure out everything I got to get. So I got a new lipstick.
Salah, you naughty guy.
Foundation, that's not even my right color. Check this out.
Well, I mean, he probably is thinking they've all seen what he's got to offer, and if they're still interested, why not, right? Like, and from his perspective, they've already all shared his picture around. Might as well take advantage of it.
It's hard to see online. They didn't have the right. I got a powder. Oh no! Do you have like a can of something like tuna or something?
That's right. They were traveling around. They went to Bangkok and Pattaya.
I always give them like I don't know. They're staring me down. Like, man, where's my food?
Yeah, she ate up her whole budget.
Mascara too. It's like a Maybelline one. I don't know. Yeah, it's like orangey a bit, Miss Nick.
It's possible, absolutely. You could be big and have somebody, conventionally attractive, but you got to have everything else going for you. You can't be big and nasty.
Does it stain on my arm? Where? Probably is. I don't even know about it. I can't wait to go home and do all the laundry for free.
He's a dirty dog.
My bicep. I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, here? Or just saw it.
Susie, that is almost adorable. That is almost adorable.
This one? Oh, what the hell? I can only see it when I look in the...
I think that's actually kind of sweet. Like if he's doing it just to troll, it's hilarious. And if he's doing it because he cares, I think it's really sweet. So either way, it's really good, in my opinion. Either he really cares about Foodie or he really cares about trolling her. Either way, it's funny.
Camera is like a ghost stain. What the fuck? Anyways, whatever. I've been to a lot of malls this trip, actually. Mostly malls. Because they're air conditioned. Okay. I gotta go.
Are you serious?
Bye. Why does it do that? Stupid.
Her visors are pretty slow.
Yes, I think you like me more now that I did the scale on the street. She's raging about me going on a scale. When's the last time you stepped on one? So shut it. Go on a street scale or shut it. My beautiful, sweetest
Welcome
love.
in, Nancy.
Hi, babe.
Hope you're having a good evening.
Hi. I'll be going home soon enough. Don't worry.
I think he just wants the money without the Foodie.
Hey, Meg. How did it breeze? I don't know. Yeah, she's never even shown any
half
weight,
the deal.
let alone a false weight. So even if I show a false weight, I'm still doing one up on her because she doesn't even show any weight.
Okay, so all right, is this a confession here? Is this a confession? Okay, this was worth watching the video for this little clip. Let's go back. Everybody, listen to this. Anybody who was just coming in or is not aware, Foodie did a weigh-in the other day. It was totally fake. What she did was she had a scale and she didn't stand on the scale long enough for the weight to stop moving. She didn't show us where her feet were, so it looked like she had just put one foot on, or maybe she had half of her. So she didn't have her body fully on the scale properly, and the weight was going up and down. And then she hopped off the scale and it went down to 0, and it was still flashing, like it was still weighting, because it was a digital scale. It wasn't an analog scale where you could see the weight as soon as you step on. It's a digital scale, so it takes a minute for the weight to register accurately. And once it registers, it's gonna display that number for a little bit. It's not just gonna instantly go away. So and then she did it again, and she was like, "Oh, I can't fit on it." And now she's gonna talk about it. So let's hear what she has to say.
I don't know how it breathes. Hey, Meg, how did it breeze? I don't know. Yeah, she's never even shown any weight, let alone a false weight. So even if I show a false weight, I'm still doing one up on her because she doesn't even show any weight. So where do you come off criticizing my weight? Let's see yours. Oh yeah, and I saw a clip of that.
That's a good point, Nutty.
Of Calorie trying to put on her socks standing up. Honey, your socks were on backwards at the end of it. Like a blind person can see this. You know what would help? Sitting down and putting your socks on. Just sit down and put your socks on and shut up. At least I'm feeling better now for the last part of my trip.
She held on to the back.
Yeah, sorta. Mentally, no, I'm not, Kat. Actually, I'm not. I'm really not mentally well. If you haven't noticed. So, it might be a shit show for Bellon, but where's your fake weigh-in? Yeah.
I think that's what you did too, Nutty. She was very confident.
I'm only 166 kg.
She was very confident.
What kind of flex would that be? Can you let us know you're okay? I guess. I mean, I hate that. How about you guys just have patience and just don't think the worst, okay? And you'll be good to go with strawberries and cream. Why do I have to
Don't think the worst. Have patience. No, Foodie, we're gonna think the truth. And now it looks like she's high. In my opinion, she was not high in the first segment, or if she was very little. And I'm not trying to be the high police. I'm just giving my opinion as somebody who's decent at picking up on that kind of stuff. So yeah, the first clip, she didn't seem that loaded to me. Now it looks like she took her smoke, because look how chill and happy she is now.
Like, if I need a day off, I need a day off. Just
She's like trying not to smile now.
Did you see her struggling to put on her socks as the flex and falling over? Yeah, like the one sock, she didn't even lift her leg. She just kind of put it on, and then her bonnet fell over her face. And then the second sock was on, the grippy part was on the front. Like, just put your socks on sitting down. You would have done a better job. That's what I'm telling you. I'm trying to help us big women find a good way to put on socks. And here you are like, okay, Heffa, I don't need to sit down and contort my body to put my socks on, Heffa. Well, you do. Yes, I did. But you do. I was just like, this person's actually going to go that far and
Salah's favorite.
Flex on putting your socks on standing up. What the heck? What has Gore World?
Are you serious?
Which is pretty.
Are you serious? Those bags of pop. Anybody not aware? Foodie's been getting multiple bags of popcorn, in her room. She's been eating bags and bags of popcorn. And I did not know that she was getting popcorn freaking delivered. How decadent is that? How wasteful is that? To get a bag of popcorn delivered. That just feels so darn wasteful. I couldn't do that. Yeah, definitely. That's crazy. She's getting popcorn delivered.
Because it wasn't anything good to begin with. Yeah, baked Korean. I still think that.
Yeah, and here she's like kind of stoned. Because even when she's talking about other reaction channels, she's more just like making like a joke about it instead of like being really angry and aggressive like she normally is.
Be a good like a jock area for women. Hey, Joanna.
Foodie is actually more pleasant when she's stoned. I'm not saying that. I don't like to admit it, but I will. I think she's a little bit less aggressive, a little bit more chilled out when she's stoned. Not that I think it's good for her to be stoned, but I wish that she could be that chilled out when she wasn't. Yeah, no way. No way. Oh, and the max weight on that scale is 150 to 200 kilograms, depending on the model.
A chicken and mushroom pie that came with mashed potatoes, and I got it from an Irish pub because I was craving.
Or to twist her knee.
I don't mean that to sound
knee's gonna pop.
Like really like white people food. I don't know what you call it.
That's crazy.
I wasn't craving white people food. I was craving pub food.
Wait a second. From the movie place, so she got it delivered from the theater? That is so decadent to get expensive popcorn delivered from the movie theater. Like, I don't care how much of a discount maybe she got on it. That just feels like something like a celebrity would do. It just feels like such an over extravagant, like to get popcorn delivered from a movie theater. Like that just feels so extravagant to me. I mean, I don't consider myself I consider myself a pretty middle class guy, but that feels like just so like over the top to get popcorn delivered from a movie theater. Maybe she should become an educator, right?
You know?
Holy crap, Nutty!
Oh, is he old?
That is insane.
Yeah, see, you're doing the
right thing. How did I miss out on that?
Sorry. It's so. You ordered it this time, babe?
How did I miss that?
It's just heartbreaking to have to, make those decisions. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like,
Probably is.
Cats only live a certain amount of years, but we get so close to them in that amount of time. He lived like a king for 15. He did live a long life. Yeah, that's pretty. That's above average, actually.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Above average for
150 to 200 kilograms, depending on the models.
A bag of cheese prolapse here. Big hugs, Vampira. I'm going back to Kuwait soon, so I'm just gonna ride this out. We're just gonna. You know what? I'm sorry to be such a downer. I really try, but I literally cannot bring myself, mentally, to do things alone.
Yeah, she was out. She was so out of it.
I enjoy doing with Salah, because we're supposed to travel together. Hey, Heather, but things happen. It's not no one's fault. But
things happen. It's not no one's fault. What happened though, Foodie? What happened? And I love it. She's like, something happened where Salah couldn't come, but he couldn't come for over a month. But it's nothing serious. What the heck? What the heck stopped him for a month that wasn't serious? And that's continued to stop him. And now she's like, well, since I'm going to be coming home in a month, why should he even come? Foodie, if you're going to be there for another month, that is a long time.
So I think we're just going to have to just hang out. I don't know. I'll see. I'd like
crazy.
to do something before I go. But I'm legit.
That is so
terrified.
decadent.
My anxiety is so bad.
That is so decadent.
Do you think I should still go? No, see, it's no fun getting in and out. It's hard.
Right?
To hold my things and then I get in. Can we have a pool of bees? Yeah, you can have a pool of bees. Yeah, I gotta go swimming. Our world is so toxic.
That would be fantastic for her. She would lose weight so quickly. I mean, I think that she would become delirious possibly, but she would really lose the weight fast like that. That'd be a funny show to see.
Yeah, it is.
Well, speaking of which, I'm going to be putting on the exercise videos in just a minute from Glitter and from Boogie.
When people go on vacation, you do what you feel like doing. Hey, Loshar, let's be real though, okay? I bet you a lot of people push themselves to do activities when they go out on vacation. I'm sure a lot of people have that guilty feeling inside of them that says, I just want to stay in the hotel and eat good food and just relax. But a lot of people don't do that because
it is, though.
They listen to their good side that tells them to go out and enjoy life. I listen to my bad side, I guess. I don't know. But it's not just, I see it's not.
You know what a downer is, Nutty? A downer is what they call a cow that can't stand under its own weight, or a steer that can't, at the feedlot, when they have a steer that can't stand, it's too weak to stand, they're not allowed to slaughter it for beef. It's called the downer. So Foodie is very much a downer.
It's a mental limitation that puts a limitation on your physical ability to even put one foot in front of the other. I can't explain it. I feel safe on this couch talking to people. But
90 freaking days.
You're not here with me.
No, she was too cheap. She was too cheap to rent one.
Yeah, no expectations. Yeah, Leslie Cat.
Too cheap to rent
honestly,
one.
You'll be less let down in life if you don't expect too much. If you don't expect a lot from people.
Can't get it delivered on a boat.
That's the good thing about humans. Always. Don't expect anything. So anyways, this pot pie reminded me of Connor's. You guys remember Connor's? But their gravy, I can't drink it. You're supposed to drink it.
Can't drink it? What? Why can't she drink it? It's not because she's too proud. Let's see this.
But they're gravy? I can't drink it.
Oh, they're gravy. It's not. Oh, it's not good enough for her to drink. It's not up to her standard, right? It's gravy that's good enough to put on your food, but it's not good enough to drink.
You're supposed to drink the leftovers. What else are you supposed to do with it? Block stinky durian? 100,001 channels will make videos about this now. So pathetic. You know it, babe. You know
right?
it.
You can get
Carbies.
You can get a couple pounds of shrimp.
I don't know. Do you know how many roundabouts there are? I can't even handle one roundabout. And people don't even care about you. They just, they don't want to let you in. I need friendly drivers.
She's a good rambler.
Not aggressive drivers. I can't deal. I drive,
That's true, to be fair. It's probably good that you didn't
I don't
get
feel comfortable. The limits are higher there, too. I think the highway limit is 120 or 140. I don't remember.
That would be so funny if Foodie got a job, as a gravy sommelier, walking around with the little cup around her neck, little cup of gravy. All right, let me pull up the workout videos, because that's our main subject for the night. It's not gonna, our secondary main subject for the night. They're actually gonna be kind of short, but I think they're gonna be good. Let me pull up the. I wanted to do some short coverage in now, but I really only have a short video for her. But let me do the workout videos first. 1 second here. Where did I put it? Glitter and lasers. Here we go. We're going to compare this to her original workout video, because her original workout video was totally fake, in my opinion. Is this one real? Is this one fake? Is it more real than the other one? Give me your opinion first, folks. What do you think? Do you think Glitter and Lasers completely faked this workout? Do you think it's a real workout? Do you think it's a crappy workout? What do you how bad do you think it is, or how good do you expect it to be? And I don't want to prejudice anybody, but I'll say that I was a little bit surprised. Not by a lot, but a little. Maybe that is prejudicing you guys just a little bit, but whatever. Okay, so Glitter and Lasers. Like I said, it's a pretty short one too. Let me turn off her frickin' copyright music also. All right, so first off, the gym itself. The gym itself looks really good. Let me turn off the music again. Hold on. The gym itself looks really good. The equipment, we've got these, what do they call these? Stair climbers? I don't know what you call these. Stairmasters, stair climbers, whatever. Walkers. But these are good. You got this adjustable bench here, which looks very good. 2 adjustable benches with a full rack of dumbbells. So I'm already really liking this gym. You got mirrors. Got a chest press machine here. We've got cable, a dual cable pulley here. We've got kettlebells. We got medicine balls, or it looks like are Bosu balls. This is a really nice compact gym. Really good quality. Look at all those dumbbells they got. And they're not missing any. They go all the way down to what? 2 pounds or something.
Okay, so this is the hotel gym.
This is hotel gym. Okay, so what does that tell us already? Hotel gym. So this is not a regular thing. If this was a regular thing, it would be her home gym. Let me look at some of your comments while we let this run.
Pretty nice, which I'm excited about. I am getting my workout routine.
And by the way, how's the volume balance? Is that a little bit loud? Let me cut it down just a little.
From an app called Trainwell. It used to be called Copilot.
Okay, so she's getting her workout from Copilot, but I don't think she's still sponsored by them, because you notice she's not really selling it like she used to. She's just she mentions it once very briefly, and that's it. Whereas in the past, she was, always putting up the ads and talking about how great it was. Here, she just mentions it very briefly.
I used them before my surgery. I love them, so it just made the easiest thing to transition back into it. It's not sponsored in any way. It's just what I use. So if you feel like someone's directing me, yes, they are, through the app and through my headphones. I told her to give me a beginner workout. I can't imagine it's gonna be that hard.
Okay, so she requested a beginner workout. Okay, so here's what this tells me right now. I on one hand, a beginner workout is what Glitter and Lasers needs. On the other hand, doesn't she walk 2 miles daily? Isn't that what she does? Doesn't she walk 1 to 2 miles daily? So if she's doing that much exercise daily, if she's really that fit, if she's regularly exercising, walking her dog, going up, a beginner workout's probably a little bit too easy for her, isn't it? But if she feels that she's very out of shape and a beginner workout is what she needs, then good. Beginner workout, nothing wrong with that. And a beginner workout might be light. Let's see what she does.
Watch it be so hard. I mean, I've got to maintain something, right?
Well, most of it is.
But I'm going to just try to keep my expectations low. I don't
That's
want
a
this
good
to be a
guess.
defeating experience. I want to be just excited that I get
Yeah,
to
I
do
like it too. Welcome in, Angel.
I'm
Les.
so type A. I'm
Hopefully
going
you're
to be
having
so
a good
mad
night.
if it's hard. I'm going to be so mad at myself. It's okay. It's part
They're
of the
very
process.
efficient.
Sucking is the first step at being good at something. So this actually doesn't have
Okay, so but here's the thing. It's just sucking is the first step. But haven't you worked out for like over a year? Didn't she do 150 workouts like that like a year ago? Isn't glitter and lasers like the workout queen? Like you don't just forget that stuff. Anybody who's ever worked out can tell you, even though you get out of shape, you don't just forget how to exercise. Like maybe you can't do as much weight, maybe you can't work out for as long, but you still have the form, you still know how to do it. Like if I got in the gym tomorrow, I could do bench presses and shoulder presses and curls. I couldn't do very much weight, but I could still do all the exercises because I know that stuff. So I think that even if she's out of shape, we should at least see her be good with the form, right? Because she has a lot of experience doing it for show. I don't know if she's still sponsored. She does look a little bit better in this picture, though. I can admit that. I'm not sure if that's from the liposuction or if that's just the timing, but hopefully let's see it
a
up.
walking workout for today.
Okay,
but
I'll
I'm
turn it
gonna
up a little
do
bit.
one
No problem.
Just because I know that it helps my joints
No
get
problem,
warm.
Jamie. I got it up a little bit.
And also, like, I don't know, I'm a little nervous, so I just want to make sure that I'm doing like a little bit extra to warm
I didn't
myself
really
up
notice,
before
but
I
you're right.
actually
That
get
is
to
true.
lifting anything. So yeah, I'm gonna just do like 5 minutes on the treadmill really. Just a slow pace, like not even fast.
Right?
Just to like get moving again.
Nirvana, that is so true. Working out, if you do it for real, you get results whether you want to or not. You just will. You may not get like the best results, everybody, but if you but if somebody takes it seriously, they will get results. It's just a matter of how it is. You can't work out and exercise without getting some benefit.
That's the first time I've kept a pace in walking since surgery. So that was harder. And I'm out of breath. It wasn't that bad. It was okay.
That's a good point right there.
I haven't had surgery
Well, welcome
on
in,
my
Lady
calves,
Nighthawk.
but I think my calves are
Hope you're having a good night.
because these go up just a little too easy now. So I think
I think the surgery helped on her legs. I just, like I said, I don't want glitter and lasers to be unhealthy. And I actually thought surgery would be a good idea. I just question if it's the best idea to get all this surgery before losing weight. Like if she's going to do all this exercise and stuff, why not do this and then get the surgery? Because it's safer. But as long as she gets good results in the end, I guess that's what matters, right? I just hope that in the long term that it works out well for her because it seems like a risky choice. Let's see how it works
smaller
out.
sizing depression in my socks. We'll
Gym
deal with that
amnesia.
another day. What up now? 30 seconds of windmill.
She's got one on her phone app. Okay. I'm not really an expert on a windmill as far as an exercise, so I'm not really sure what a windmill is supposed to look like. Why don't I pull a picture of somebody else doing one? Found a video of somebody else doing it. Let's put this on. Share this tab instead. Let's see Dr. Carl
Today
Bayer
we're going
doing
over the windmill exercise. This is one of our favorite thoracic rotation exercises because it is a full body movement that incorporates the hip hinge pattern. It engages our posterior chains, our hamstrings, and our glutes while also working on that thoracic rotation. So to perform, we'll show you from the side. The first thing we're going to do is again working on that hip hinging pattern, sending the hips back and while we're keeping that neutral spine. So we're not hinging and coming down here, we're hinging, keeping that nice neutral spine until we feel tension in those hamstring and glutes. From there, we're just gonna have our hands right in front of us, and then we're gonna open up. So we're gonna take our right hand, Open it up as far as we can. Have your
Good question.
gaze follow the top hand. Back down. Open up the other way.
Okay, so here's the
The
exercise.
whole time keeping a neutral spine and keeping that hip hinge with the hamstring and the glutes engaged.
Okay, so this looks a little bit like a bent over lateral raise, but where you incorporate your hips, but you incorporate turning your shoulders a little bit as well. Okay, so one thing I noticed, he does it very slow and controlled.
There you have it. That's
He maybe exaggerated how slow he did it, but he's clearly doing it pretty slowly. Let's see Glitter and Lasers now doing it.
Seconds of windmill.
Okay, this posture right here tells me everything. Notice the tips of her toes are off the ground here. You see that? That is not balance. See how her shoulders are bunched up around her head? And her face and her head is tilting forward with her chin tucked into her chest? That doesn't feel like good posture to me on this exercise. I don't know exactly how to do this one, but what we just saw a minute ago looked nothing like this. So maybe it's a different name for the exercise, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working as far as I can tell. So let's do this one more time. Yeah, she's like rocking back on her heels. Yeah, she keeps rocking back on. You notice how she keeps rocking back on her heels? That's not a sign of good balance. Welcome in, Hannibal. Thank you.
Sucks.
Thank you very much.
It's whether you can like push through the suck to determine whether you get the good part of it or not. So here's the pushing through the suck.
Okay, this is the one the other day that I really don't like this. This here, I don't like this movement at all. This seems like this looks like a bent over row, but she's incorporating a twist into her shoulders, into her torso. And that torso twist is putting unnecessary flexion on the spine. With that, having your arms weighted and twisting your shoulders like that is not good for the back. And also, she should probably be using some kind of support. Like she should have one hand on the bench instead of having both hands down with the weight, because this is pulling her upper body forward. So she's not going to be balanced well with this. You really shouldn't do these completely unsupported, and you should not incorporate that torso twist weighted. I don't think you should. Yeah, you don't want to put that torsion on your spine with weights. That's not a good movement. She should just be rowing her arm directly back without twisting her upper body. She needs to keep her shoulder forward and just bring her elbow back. All right, this here looks perfectly fine. I mean, not really sure how you would do this exercise any differently. This one here is actually, this one I like a little bit more, but again, I would do this supported and not do this with 2 arms at once. I think that this one here, her form is actually not too bad on this one, but I don't like doing this with 2 arms at once because look how her head is. All the blood is rushing to her head, leaning forward like that. And she's not leaning forward, at the same time, she's not leaning forward far enough. Her fupa's in the way. If she had the bench, she could put her legs back behind her so she could lean forward more and get a better angle on her arm. But again, out of everything, this exercise seems to be one of the ones she's doing at least closest to correct. Also with that knee touch seemed okay. I'm sorry, Angel.
Okay. First set is done.
Yeah,
Wasn't
agreed,
not as hard as
Nirvana.
I thought it would be. Definitely took a little while for my body to like kick in.
Yep.
But I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah, if you feel lower back pain, I mean, there's such a thing as having pain in the muscles in your back, which there is such a thing as good pain in your back, but it didn't sound like that's what she was talking about. It sounded like she was, talking about having pain in the spine, which is very different than having pain in the muscles. Because if you do a back workout, you work out your back, your back muscles are going to get sore, and that's good. But you don't want to strain them. You don't want to strain the spine. You don't want to strain muscles.
Oh, time for set 2.
Okay, so again, the sumo squats, like Nirvana said, no need to add weight. She's got more than enough body weight, but that's not a huge deal. For doing these bent over ones, first of all, I don't think they make a back belt that would fit. They just don't. Back belts are generally supposed to be tight, so I've never seen a back belt that would fit somebody the size of Glitter and Lasers. Although they do make them for those big power lifters, so it's possible, but it would be pretty huge. Yeah, and this one here, out of everything, I think this exercise is the most unsafe because she's adding this shoulder twist. And I don't know who told her to do this, but this shoulder twist is taking what is a safe movement, the bent over row, which, again, she should probably be doing it supported, but even unsupported, it's still a good move. But when she adds this torso twist, it's putting torsion on the spine. Right there. All right, that one looks okay at least. Okay, and this right here tells me something. This is the end of her workout. She's basically just finished the second set of everything. She's still hopping and bopping around. She hasn't even broken a sweat. Now, on one hand, you could say that's great. She's in really good shape. But on the other hand, maybe she's just not really applying herself very well. Maybe she's not really doing the exercises with the appropriate form. Maybe she's not really doing enough to get adequate stimulation, or maybe she's not doing the set in completion and she's only showing us the little bit on video. Like maybe she just did 2 or 3 reps for the camera. Because I don't understand how she could be completely, have no sweat and have enough energy. I mean, when I work out, when I'm 2 sets in, I have no energy to dance. I don't know about anybody here who works out, but I have no energy for dancing toward the end of my workout. Carries here, on one hand, I like that she's doing the weighted carry. On the other hand, I think that she should have her arms down by her waist because this is not, she doesn't have her arms even. Notice how she has one arm forward, one arm to the side. So she's not doing symmetrical development here. In her left arm, she's using her front delt to hold her arm up. On the right arm, she's using the medial delt because she has her elbow extended. So this is not, there's no reason why she should have these over her head. This is just putting unnecessary strain on her shoulders and elbows. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think that this makes any sense. I think she should just put the weight down and if she could, or she should just do these standing. Like stand up and do some shoulder presses or put them down and walk. But trying to combine the two just seems like you're going to hurt your elbow. I'm not a fan of most of this, to be fair.
The song was giving, so start doing this. It was a bad idea.
Again, there's no sweat. So, I mean, it's great that she's in such good shape, but is she really, like, how much of the workout is she actually doing if she has not even broken a sweat?
I'm not there yet. This is the worst of all the exercises for me. This one. Ooh.
Okay, I like the squats, but how many reps is she doing? That's the one thing that she's not telling us. How many reps is she doing? She shows us the exercise, but what's she doing? 2 reps? 3 reps? 20? I mean, they couldn't be 20, that's for damn sure. And again, this one here, I don't. And I do like working out. I think that's good, but I feel like she needs a personal trainer. I feel like she needs somebody to really show her how to work out properly and try to avoid injury. Because this same woman, not even a month ago, was saying that she couldn't even move. Remember how she was laying in the gym crying from her lipedema, saying her lipedema was so painful she couldn't even move? I mean, unless they've removed 100% of her lipedema, which if they have, fantastic. But she said she was in crippling pain just like a month ago. And for her to be feeling totally fine now is I don't understand how she. I think she thinks that it's good to use the muscles, and it is good to use the muscles, but you want to use a correct exercise. You don't want to turn one exercise into another. At least I think she's doing at least something, but again, it's hard for me to understand where Anna is. Is she in good shape and taking it easy, or is she out of shape and pushing herself? Which is it? It's hard because she tells us it's both. She says she's in crippling pain, she can't do anything, and then she says she's the workout queen and this is nothing for her. So she keeps vacillating between she walks 2 miles a day and then she gets out of breath just going, to walk just walking your dog.
I am sweaty. It wasn't as bad
Okay,
as
so at least she did break a sweat by the end. So, okay, maybe by the end she did break a sweat, so that's good. And again, even though I was harsh, I was harsh, but I will say it looks like she at least did some real workout. I don't think she did the best workout. I don't think she did the most effective workout or even the safest workout, but some workout is better than nothing. I just hope that this is the beginning of what leads to good form, but I don't think that it's ever going to. If Anna's already been working out, done 150 workouts, she's worked out for over a year, and this is the form that she is settled on, I don't know if she's ever going to have good form. So I'm not really sure what to say here. On one hand, it's good that she's working out. On the other hand, after a year, she should really have locked into some better form by now.
I thought it would be. It was very doable. And I know that when I talked to my trainer, I did say to her, I don't want to overwhelm myself too much. I'm still recovering.
It's not bad. There's nothing
and I
wrong
think this
with
was like
stretching.
the perfect first workout. It was challenging, but it wasn't like, it didn't break me. And honestly, I think that like whole belief that workouts should break you.
All right, I'm not going to play the end of it because she just rambles here. I wanted to just show the workout itself, and now we're going to watch a little bit of Boogie doing his workout for a moment. But yes, as far as her workout goes, I just want to reiterate that. I think it's good that she's working out, getting it out of the way again. But Anna's a role model to a lot of people. Whether she should or she shouldn't be is another question. But she is an influencer. She has a lot of influence. And if she's going to be showing workout videos and selling workout apps, I think she should at least try to be representing some better, safer workout form at least. Maybe not better form, but at least safer form. She should be avoiding exercises that could potentially be injurious. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna talk any more crap because I've already done that for like 30 minutes straight. So we're gonna go on to the next person and do talk some crap to them. I'm not gonna be that petty and just keep going. All right, enough about Anna. Enough about being petty with her. Well, I'll be petty one more time with that picture. And now I'm gonna get somebody else. Pull up Boogie. Actually, I don't know if we have enough time for Boogie as well. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll cover Boogie. We can do it. We got enough time. All right, let me find this here.
Oh, you got your gloves?
I do.
Okay, glasses off, right? Let me get my glasses off. Hold on. Let me set this thing down. Are you ready to box a little bit?
I am.
I need a sparring partner. Get over there near the bed.
Okay, so he's going to do a boxing workout with his girlfriend of some
Dude,
kind.
so obviously I'm not going to hit you. I don't want you to get beat up. Because I can hit the back. Right?
It's
No
mostly
problem.
for show. It is. I think it is
then-
mostly for show, but I'm covering my bases.
What I need is someone to hit me.
All right.
Right? Because I need to get used to getting hit.
No, agreed. Oh, yes, let
That
me
has to
explain
be
that,
worried.
Kidney J.
That was pretty strong.
Let me explain that. He actually is some guy who's also just as big as he is, apparently wants to beat him up because he doesn't like him, and for a number of reasons, but especially because he faked cancer, wants to kick his butt. And apparently they're going to have a boxing match for, I guess, charity or maybe to make money. Who's really sure? But they're going to have a publicity stunt boxing match. So he's going to be getting in the ring in a few months, apparently to make some money. Maybe, hopefully for him.
No.
Okay, you are way more agile than me. That is a problem. Okay, so okay. So
I don't have a real curfew, but like I try to be asleep usually by about 11.
I need to practice to keep my head down.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, you're gonna be aiming. Do me a favor, right? Okay. Do you know how to throw a punch? First, yeah, there you gotta right. Yeah. Did you box or something? At some
I mean,
point? Did you do something?
it's really more it's really more just that I don't want to run the show like more than like 2 hours or so because my voice starts to get worn out after about 2 hours, I find. So I just don't like to run it much more than that.
Defense? Hey, calm down a little bit. The guy I'm fighting isn't fast. He's not a 98-pound woman. Okay, he's a 500-pound man. Okay, so again, I'm just trying to get my head down. We don't want to do any permanent damage. While
I'm going to speed this up a
practicing,
little.
Right, we don't want to break my nose right before I go up there. Okay, I don't, so I'm going to keep.
All right, let's see you throw a punch,
Hold on.
Boogie. Come on, I want to see you throw a punch.
If you hit me, let's just practice.
All right, let's see.
You can hit harder than that. You can hit harder than that. Right?
I'm going to slow it back down to regular speed so we can actually see what kind of punches she's throwing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. See, that's good. That's good. Because now this gets me used to getting hit again. Because I did not like getting hit in the ring. I'll be honest.
She's
I
got a
did not
decent
like
jab.
getting hit in the ring. That was not fun for me now.
All right, let's see Boogie
Because
throw it.
getting hit without blocking. See, here's where I always struggle.
Is he really going to hit her?
Yeah.
You can dodge it.
Is he really going to hit her?
Okay, ready? Right? Just go ahead. Don't actually hit me.
I should have some tea after the show. That's a good idea.
Actually hit me, I'm just gonna hurt.
Fallen angel. I don't mind doing an extra show maybe once in a while.
Give me a flurry. Just give me a flurry, okay? Just keep hitting. Keep hitting. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep. Don't aim for the head. You gotta aim for the. I'm not actually.
Is he really? Is this gonna be joking around, or are they gonna really exercise for real? Because I thought this was gonna be a real workout video.
Okay.
Is this just a
Go
comedy
ahead.
act? I'm turning it off.
Go ahead. Go. I mean, actually. Hey. Yeah, we're not kicking. Do you think?
All right. I think we're probably gonna be switching to something else. 'Cause this is just lame.
It's a little bit easier now to watch what he's doing.
Oh.
Okay? Are you fine?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a soft tap right in the face. Show me an actual tap face.
All right, let's see a real punch. Throw one real punch,
Soft.
lady.
Soft?
Do that?
Baby, actually tap. Actually tap me. Actually tap me. Actually tap me. Hard. Hard. Like, hit that back. Show me a hard hand. Then hit me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then face. My face.
All right, he's not even going to work out. It's just going to be her throwing punches. Okay, well, it was worth a try. I was hoping it would be good. I've got my other show that's going to be better, though. I got something better than that. Okay, we got 20 signs that you are stuck in diet culture. Anybody here, if you are, this is the same woman who I covered a month ago. This was, or a few weeks ago, this is the one who taught us about obesity bias and how we had to unlearn our obesity bias and how it's actually healthy to be fat. We should just all be fat. It's much healthier. And all the great things about being fat. So let's let her explain it.
Into the signs that you're not unlearning anti-fat bias and diet culture.
Here are the signs that you are not unlearning anti-fat bias and diet culture. Here are the 20 signs.
As we're all still learning this stuff, right? Okay, so let's move into the signs that you're not unlearning anti-fat bias and diet culture. Okay, so number one, you say things like, "Ooh, I mustn't," or "Oh, only a tiny piece," when talking about food.
And you know what, Jamie, that's another thing too. It was kind of sweet. I thought it was going to be obnoxious. I thought it was going to be Boogie, like, exercising and getting all tired out and looking like an idiot. But it was actually kind of sweet. So yeah, I'm not interested in making Boogie look good. I think he's a terrible guy.
So it's a part of your language. It's a part of your thought process that there's shame in food. Number two, when you have
I missed that one.
body-
Hold on, I
there's
missed that
shame
one. Sorry, I got caught up reading the
language
chat.
talking about food. I mustn't, or culture. Move into the signs that you're
Okay, sorry, folks. I got caught up reading the chat. Let's hear this.
not unlearning anti-fat bias and diet culture. Okay, so number one, you say things like, "Ooh, I mustn't," or "Oh, only a tiny piece," when talking about food. So it's a part of your language. It's a part of your thought process that there's shame in food. Number two, when you have
So having shame in what you eat is a bad thing. I'll say that if you have actual like shame, like you feel bad, like you don't like yourself, I don't think that's good. Like you shouldn't denigrate, don't degrade yourself, don't put yourself down. But it is good to think of unhealthy food as being unhealthy. You shouldn't mislead yourself to think that it's good to eat unhealthy food. So I think that's something there.
bad body image day, you spiral and...
All right.
Number two, when you have a bad body image day, you spiral and dream about being thinner.
Okay, that's an interesting one. When you have a bad body image day, you spiral, interesting way to put it, and you dream about having, what'd you say, dream about being thinner? I mean, dream. What do you mean by dream? If she means just idly daydream, that's not good. But if she means visualize yourself at a healthier weight and visualize the things that you're going to do to achieve it, I don't think that's bad.
Like, the solution in your brain isn't shit. We need to destroy fat phobia and the patriarchy and racism and all that type of stuff, and it sucks that I'm feeling like that and it's due to those things. Instead, your brain goes to, oh, if only I was thinner, I would just feel so much better.
So she's saying that if you feel heavy and you don't feel happy with how you look or how you feel, you need to blame society and stop thinking that it has anything to do with your actual body weight.
Right? And it's kind of
Which
like
is
a
crazy.
spiral thing.
Just want to make that clear.
Number three, you think that organic food is superior. guess what? It's not.
Right?
And reduced fats, carbs, sugar are important things to focus on outside of having.
Right? How crazy is that to focus on things like carbs and fats and sugar, to think that eating natural food might have some health benefit? That's unhealthy thinking. That is a sign that you are indoctrinated with unhealthy diet culture. So you got to check that thinking that's got you believing in nonsense like natural food being healthy.
A legit medical condition. I used to work for an organic food company, and I was like, OMG.
Welcome in,
I
Catsy.
thought organic food was better. No.
Hey, welcome in, Diane. I don't see
Basically,
you come in earlier.
the gist of it is we can charge rich white people more money for this food, and so why the fuck not? They think they're going to get something healthier. They ain't.
Well, hold on a second. There is such a thing as organic food that's kind of labeled in a misleading way. Like especially organic junk food, like organic sweets. Those are not healthy. I mean, maybe they're healthier than eating a Twix or something like that. But they're still sweets. They're still candy. They're still junk food in that sense. So people can be misled into thinking something's healthy just because it's made with fruit juice. Fruit juice is still loaded with sugar. Just because it's made with butter is still loaded with fat. Just because it's made with whole grain has still got plenty of carbs. So there is misleading labeling. That's true. But that is very different from wanting to eat all natural, healthy food.
Right? Organic food still uses pesticides and chemicals, and it's just a big wellness swindle, in case you weren't aware. But I mean, if you want to keep paying more money for food and it makes you feel better, then whatever. But I mean, it's
the worst kind.
It's
the
not
absolute
better.
worst.
And neither is. Oh, Doogie's having a little cough. If you, what is that noise? Doogie's having a little cough. Thank you, baby. Are you okay?
Excellent point, Nirvana. Excellent point. This woman would have you believe that the fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden are absolutely no better than eating a box of fruit roll-ups.
Okay. Yeah, so none of those things are superior. Number 4, you can
Great
see the
comment,
beauty in
Nirvana.
other fat people, or fat people, but not.
That is a great comment, Nirvana. I'm going to read this aloud. A bad body image day is a thing. We are humans, not robots. Sometimes I have a bad hair day. But I never blame it on the weight for the bad hair day. Nothing makes sense, but neither does this woman. I get you, Nirvana. Everybody has a day here and there. Maybe they don't look their best, or maybe a day where they don't feel their best. Blaming the whole world for not feeling good is pretty. I mean, I don't like to throw around labels, but that's almost. I'll say it's neurotic behavior. That's what I'll say. I'll say it's neurotic behavior to blame society for when you don't feel like you look good. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe you woke up with a bunch of pimples or something, and you don't look your best. That happens too sometimes.
Yourself. This is a big one. Being like, I can understand it. I can get it. Like, fat people are fit as fuck, but not me. That tells
Exactly,
me that
accidental
you
alien.
have
Welcome in.
a lot of beliefs and biases that are still lingering, and you can extend compassion to others, but you cannot extend it to yourself.
I will admit, I consider myself a man of the people, but I don't like to shop at Walmart. And it's nothing against the people at Walmart. It's just that I find that Walmart is just the store itself. It just feels unpleasant to me. I find that just everything about it just feels just unnatural. Like the lighting and the layout, and it's really big, but it's hard to find what you need, and you can never get an employee to help you. And it's a very unpleasant experience, at least for me.
Which is what we all do, right? You can be forgiving and compassionate towards other people, but not ourselves. Because...
Oh yeah, and this one here, I missed the beginning of it, but I heard what she said. Where if you're able to see other fat people as attractive, but not yourself, then that is a sign that you have unhealthy diet culture. No. If you are able to assess somebody's looks in an honest way, where you don't overly weight any specific attribute beyond its relevance, that is a sign that you have your mind working well. That's not a sign there's a problem. If you're able to sense your own, if you're too hard on yourself, that's different. That's being self-conscious. That's not anti-fat bias. That's not diet culture. That's just being too overly self-conscious, which is a thing. It's possible to be insecure, and that's not a good thing to be insecure. Hey, I didn't say I never shop there. I still shop there sometimes.
Because we have to hold ourselves to different standards, because we believe that our safety is at risk if we're
really
not
is.
perfect human beings. Okay, so number 5.
What did she say there about safety at risk? I didn't even understand
Giving and
that.
compassionate towards other people, but not ourselves, because we have to hold ourselves to different standards, because we believe that our safety is at risk if we are not perfect human beings.
What? That just is like, I don't even know where she got. We have to hold ourselves to different standards because we believe our safety is at risk if we are not perfect human beings. That just sounds like paranoia. That doesn't even sound like a reasonable thought. That just sounds like a paranoid raving. The ravings of a paranoiac.
So number 5, you move your body due to fear of getting fat or fatter. Yes.
Nice.
And you're doing it because you just guilt. It's guilt. It's fear. It's shame. It's all that type of stuff. And maybe you don't even like doing the exercise, but
Well, if that's the case, then shop there. I mean, I wish I had that experience. I have not had that experience at the Walmarts I've been to. It could be a regional thing. I mean, they don't all get their stuff from the same place, right? So I mean, that's the trick. No wonder I don't get help. I gotta bring an assistant with me. That's the trick. I gotta bring a lovely assistant next time. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then shop there. I just have not had that experience where I am. When it was 24 hours, I definitely shopped there more. So yeah, this woman does come across as very condescending. I agree with that. She is very pedantic, very condescending. She acts like she knows everything, and she doesn't seem to know very much other than her own opinion.
because you were so motivated by
What was she saying
You
a
were-
second ago?
and it's just guilt. It's guilt. It's guilt. It's fear. It's shame. It's all that type of stuff. And maybe you don't even like doing the exercise, but because you were so motivated by thinness, you do it.
Wow. So in other words, if you exercise because you want to be healthier, that's a sign of unhealthy diet culture. If you exercise because you like to exercise, okay, that's okay. But if you exercise at any point, if the health benefits cross your mind, if losing weight, if wanting to alter your appearance in any way through fitness, if that's on your mind, you're all messed up. You got that stinking thinking.
Number 6, almost everyone around you is into dieting, is straight-sized, or talks about fat as a negative.
Not by me.
And
it's not
so
good by
when
me.
I
don't
talk to
know.
people who are new on their
Every
journey,
place is
I
different
will
with that.
say, how many people around you are also into intuitive eating, anti-diet, fat positivity?
Okay, this one here, actually, I think this one here is kind of disturbing. She's basically saying you need to isolate yourself. She's saying you need to isolate yourself from healthy people, from people who live a healthy lifestyle, people who are concerned about what they eat, people who are active physically. You need to isolate yourself from those people. You need to cut those people out of your life and surround yourself with people like her, people who are going to reinforce this insanity. I think that's dangerous. That's unhealthy. You notice, I don't tell anybody to stop listening to this woman. Not at all. I want people to listen to this woman. I just want them to have appropriate context so they can understand how silly she is. But I don't want to shelter anybody from hearing other points of view. I want people to hear what's out there. I want people to educate themselves. I think that's a very disturbing request when somebody tells you to cut out other people out of your life and to shelter yourself from knowledge?
And the answer will be normally 0 or
So yeah, let's go back so we can say that.
Number 6, almost everyone around you is into dieting, is straight-sized, or talks about fat as a negative. And so when I talk to people who are new on their journey, I will say, how many people around you are also into intuitive eating, anti-diet, fat positivity? And the answer will be normally 0 or one person who is kind of interested a little bit, but not.
So in other words, this woman's ideas are just not very popular. They're just not very successful. People don't resonate with people because they don't make sense for the most part. And even the stuff that does make sense just doesn't seem to be very appealing. So her whole philosophy seems very unappealing. So when you have people saying they can't find people in their lives who agree with it, I think that's a great thing.
Really, maybe. And that's
and yes, I want to answer Nirvana's comment here. That's a great point. She survives on what I like to call corporate welfare. She is a corporate educator. She clearly knows people who work in HR, and they get her jobs teaching in-services at various corporations. That's what she does for a living. That's what she puts on her website. She sells seminars. So in other words, nobody attends her seminars, not willingly. Nobody willingly attends her seminars. Nobody has ever bought a ticket to hear this woman speak. She is paid by her friends in HR to come and give seminars at businesses, and they force the employees to attend. And if they don't, they get a nasty letter from HR for being anti-fat or fat phobic or whatever it is, or for being a bad representative of the corporate culture.
In waters, and I'm not saying go and get rid of everyone in your life, be like, sorry losers.
Hey, it works, right?
Because that's not realistic, right? But it just tells me that there's a lot of anti-fat stuff and pro-diet stuff getting into that gorgeous noggin of yours, and we want to be able to support.
Jamie, I think out of everything tonight, I think that's just such a good and succinct way to put it. I think that's why this woman comes across as so condescending, because she doesn't ever acknowledge that these are just her opinions. She acts like she acts like she has some kind of scientific experiment that backs all this up. Like these are scientific facts. These have been proved. These are all just her opinions or the opinions of other people. And if she has any so-called scientific evidence to back it up, it's probably just a survey at best and not a conclusive survey. So I think that's a great point there. She's just giving her opinion and acting like she has some kind of serious verifiable data she's presenting some verifiable data.
Your mental health as much as possible by making sure that you're surrounded by messages that feel good for you.
Agreed,
not
Diana.
Make you feel bad.
Very negative.
All right, number 7. You think often about how being thin will make you hot and fuckable and wish you could just be that. So a lot of people, this is a
she
big
is very red.
one, that kind of deep.
Actually, you know what, Diana? She probably has high blood pressure, come to think of it, because I know that when your skin gets very red, it can be a sign of high blood pressure. The way this woman eats, I'd be surprised if she didn't have high blood pressure.
Deep, dark desire of, I wish I was hot. I wish I was that person on Instagram that guys would save their image and have a wank over. I wish that my...
What? Did you hear what she said? I mean, this is. Remember, when Jamie said this woman is just presenting her own opinions and her own insecurities and that kind. I mean, well, I added that part in. I think she's presenting her own insecurities. Let's listen to this and tell me this is a problem that she personally has that she decided everybody else has.
Be that. So a lot. You think often about how being thin. All right, number 7. You think often about how being thin will make you hot and fuckable and wish you could just be that. So a lot of people, this is a big one, that kind of deep, dark desire of, I wish I was hot. I wish I was that person on Instagram that guys would save their image and have a wank over. I wish that my partner was like, for blooming hell, like, you're so hot and I want to show all my friends off to you. And I'm not. And to get there, I will strive to be thin. Right? Versus being like, ooh, yeah, my partner really is objectifying me a lot. Sounds like they've got a lot of stuff that they need to go to therapy about or work out, because turns out I'm not an object. And yes, I understand the desire to be seen as hot and fuckable, but you know, that's a temporary state. All of those people whose images are on Instagram making me feel like a piece of shit, they are aging. That's probably not a real image. They are, you know, their bodies are going to change. What does it do for me to objectify them in that way? You know, so you're having these types of dialogues versus like, oh, I just feel sick with the desire to be hot and fuckable.
I'm sorry for not giving more commentary, but I'm kind of speechless at the moment. I'm just listening.
That was me so much. Like, the pain of not being me believing. And the thing is, what is hot and fuckable? It is.
Tell us.
A very specific image. And it's not obtainable for most people. So, and who picks those images? Who decides? What systems of oppression decides that a thin, white, young, non-disabled, English-speaking, you know, etc., is the epitome of beauty?
She is just very bitter. Yes, a lot. Angel.
Sounds like something that someone like Donald Trump would have picked out. Do you want Donald Trump to think that you're fuckable? No. And you know, obviously it's not Donald Trump, but he is a good representation of the types of systems and people who uphold those systems, that decide what is hot. That youth is superior, that thinness is superior, that white skin is superior, that la 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 la.
This woman is so insecure and has gone off on this rant. She has just gone completely off the deep end. What is this? She's really kind of lost the plot at this point. But again, this is all scientific fact. This is what you can learn if you attend her seminar. You get to learn about how she is really desperate to get laid, and she's really upset that other people are allowed to decide what looks good to them. Apparently, everybody should have to follow, you know, whatever she says, and if you don't feel you look good, apparently that's somebody else's problem. This is just not at this point. This is getting crazy.
So, I mean, when you start getting into that type of stuff, it takes that power away, and it makes me think, you know, and it's still, you know, it's painful, right? It is painful. And I think about a time where I was super, super insecure with my boyfriend at the time, and I looked through his phone.
Here we go.
Super insecure. Painful, right? It is painful. And I think about a time where I was super insecure with my boyfriend at the time, and
there was a time she was super insecure. Not like now when she's so confident.
Looked through his phone, and he had said to his work colleague that he had delivered a pizza to two women, and the guy said, what did they look like? And he said that they're smoking hot. And I'd never heard those words come out of his mouth before. He'd never referred to me as smoking hot, and it haunted me.
Wow, this is like a therapy session now.
And thinking about, you know, he was talking to a male colleague, and thinking about, oh, what, you know, that machismo, that sexism that was happening.
This has turned into like her little therapy session. Now she's talking about her ex-boyfriend didn't think she was hot. You know what? Whoever her ex-boyfriend is, I'm mad at him. Thanks to him not telling her she was hot, now we have to deal with her torturing us with this insanity. The people who have to go to her seminars have to thank that ex-boyfriend of hers for not kissing her ass and telling her she looked good 20 years ago.
And You know, like, would he, if a female colleague said, well, what did they look like? Would he have also said that? What was he, why was
We know why she was dating him too. Like she's pissed that he didn't think she was hot. But in reality, she didn't think he was hot. He just had a lot of free pizza.
Why did that happen? You know, anyway, so this is, but you know, it's painful, right? It's painful, but we can pick it apart.
Great, I know. I try not to laugh.
Number 8, you see being fat as an indicator of laziness, being unhealthy, or
That's right. You know what? That she really does care what he thinks, because she cares what he thinks about, you know, what she looks like, cares what she thinks about her hair.
unattractive. And so if I said, go on, tell me your deepest, darkest, like, what do you think about being fat? And those types of things are coming out, that tells me that you've got a lot of work to do.
She's going for
Number
the
9,
androgynous
deep
look, feels
down,
like.
you really can't shake the idea that being fat is bad for your health. You're like, yeah, I know the studies, but
very neutral.
It's just, because it's so deeply ingrained.
Oh, what was that? What'd she say?
Number 9, deep down, you really can't shake the idea that being fat is bad for your health.
Can't shake that idea. That silly idea that you just won't let go of. You just hold on to those outdated and unscientific superstitions, like being fat is unhealthy. Get with reality. Get with the science. Stop living in the dark ages. Right?
You're like, yeah, I know the studies, but it's
Get out
just
of the dark ages.
Because it's so deeply ingrained, and so you've got some unlearning to do there.
The Nick Carter haircut.
Number 10, you think about food a lot, but not in a joyful way, and stress about what to eat. So you're not like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to have some.
Nirvana, exactly. This woman here is so insecure, and what she doesn't seem to understand is some of the most beautiful people in the world, their boyfriend still doesn't call them hot, or still doesn't call them hot enough, or doesn't say it at the right time. And you know why? Maybe their boyfriend's a jerk. Or maybe they just don't care about that crap, and maybe it doesn't bother them anyway. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the point is, it's not society's fault for somebody not thinking you're hot. If you know, you should have found a boyfriend who was attracted to the boy band haircut. Then you would have been happy.
Food, you're more like, oh, what can I eat? What should I eat? Oh my God, I ate too much. Number 11, you don't understand about size privilege or call yourself fat, even though you're straight-sized.
Fallen angel, that's the thing that I wish I could affect that in some way. I wish I could draw attention to the misinformation this woman's spreading in the workplace. Because on YouTube, she only gets like 100-something views on her videos. She has absolutely no organic reach. But I have a feeling that what she does is she does these seminars and she puts on these videos during her seminars. And that's where all the views come from. I think it's just her using her own videos in her seminars.
So this is, you know, it's like our body, it's like our perception is warped, because we see so many images of which are digitally altered of what is a desirable bodies, and then when you see yourself and you're not thin, but with a big bum and with big tits but with thin waist, you know, and so when you don't see that digitally altered image, when you look,
Nirvana, it's a great point. It's not about how you look. It's not to say that people might find a certain look more attractive. Some people might find some looks more attractive than others. But that doesn't mean that people who have a look that is generally more attractive is automatically a happier person in every way. Chances are they've got a lot of other issues that are bothering them just as much. So it's yeah, and sure, you know, people probably would prefer to be attractive if they have the option, but it doesn't mean you always feel that way, even if you are. So this woman is clearly talking from a position of somebody who doesn't really understand the other, you know, the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. And I'm not, that's not exactly what I mean. But I'm just saying she's talking from a place of ignorance, acting like she's talking from a place of wisdom. Oh, and by the way, everybody, please smash that like button if you haven't had a chance yet. It'd be very much appreciated. Helps the channel a lot. And thank you to all of the lurkers, all of the chatters, and anybody watching the replay. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about whether or not you are afflicted with diet culture. Are you afflicted with diet culture? Do you think it's unhealthy to be fat? Do you have that outdated, silly notion in your head still? YouTube, if you're listening, give back Sarah Jane her channel if you're listening. But also, I am not actually agreeing with that stuff. I'm just being sarcastic.
Look at yourself.
Or give her back her monetization. Excuse me. She still has her channel. Give her back her monetization.
Then your brain is like, well, then you're fat. And not understanding size privilege and being like, well, actually, am I fat? I wear size 12, 14. Like, does that make me fat? No. Am I really the most grotesque person walking the planet? No, probably not. Is my life terrible because I am now a size 16 and I can't shop in the Forever 21 straight size section? I don't know what straight size Forever 21 goes into. And not realizing that there are people who are.
You know, I'm starting to get a better idea of this lady's backstory just from watching this video. I'm getting the impression this is somebody who, for a long time, had a very screwed up mental self-image. So this was somebody who clearly has a big insecurity with her own appearance, with her own weight. And I saw a picture of her full body. She's not even that fat. She is not. She's not like I don't even think she's 300 pounds. Maybe she's just a little bit over that. I don't know exactly, but she's not anywhere near as big as Foodie, that's for sure. But she's clearly very self-conscious, and she really does not like herself. And so instead of working on herself, working on her confidence, maybe working on her appearance, instead she did this complete 180 where she decided that it's everybody else's problem that she's not confident. It's everybody else's problem that she's not happy with her appearance. It's everybody else's problem that her boyfriend doesn't think she's hot. And now she's decided that she's made it her mission to convince the whole world of that.
Sized out of all stores, plus size stores. And also recognizing that is painful and it's okay to feel like shit and feel sad if you were sized out of a straight size store. But also recognizing I feel like shit. This is why I feel like shit. It's because of all these systems of oppression. But also I've got so much privilege in my body. And
I just hope they're not like, wiping down babies to get it or something. Like, do babies naturally produce oil? I'm not a parent. I don't know.
So not understanding that privilege that you might have, and we've all got privileges, right? Privilege doesn't mean that you.
Oh, actually, yes. Let me clear this up for anybody not aware. Skinny Queen got dinged by YouTube, where she's still not even sure exactly what it's for. YouTube is just so cryptic. It's so difficult to get an straight answer out of them. So hopefully she'll be able to get some satisfaction from that. But apparently they temporarily demonetized her, and it looks like she will be remonetized again in the future, but it's just a temporary suspension. But it's crap. It's silly. It shouldn't be happening. Yeah, see you next Tuesday. Diddy's like, take that. That's what he said.
Don't feel bad about yourself, and it doesn't mean that you don't deserve compassion and don't deserve to feel good about your body. It just means that you don't have that extra barrier that others do, barriers that others might have in different identity factors.
And did she think he was hot? Let's get that part out of the way. Did she ever tell him he was hot? Did she think he was hot? Or did she just date him because he got free pizzas? And, he was just he gets pizza. And I mean, was she? Because I think that's worth mentioning too. Did she even care about him, or was he just some guy that had pizza? Because I think that's relevant. Like, was he? Because if she really cared about him, all right, then I could see that being an issue. But if she didn't even care, like,
that you might have. I have a post on my Instagram. Thin Privilege Explained. So if you want to know more about that, go to my Instagrams. I have a podcast episode about it as well, if you want to really get in deep. Yes. Okay. Number 12, you have scales in your house and use them to dictate your worthiness. You've got scales in your house, get rid of that shit.
Okay, see now she starts off with something that I almost kind of agree with, or at least I agree with on the surface. Don't let your scale determine your self-worth ever. Whether it's too high or too low, or you want to lose weight, you want to gain weight, you like what you see and you're unhappy. It's great to use a scale as a tool, but that's all it is. It's a tool. And it's a good tool. I've talked about this before, but don't let it upset you. Don't let it control you. If you find that it's not helpful, don't use it. If you do find that it's helpful, then use it. I think that it's a good tool. I like to have a scale, but I don't weigh myself every day because it can make me neurotic to weigh myself every day. But I think it's good to weigh yourself occasionally, at least to keep an eye on things so you don't get too out of hand. But usually your clothes will tell you if you get out of hand.
Hide it, put it in the bin, do a shit on it, whatever. We don't need those nasty things, because literally the number is telling you if it's a number lower than what you thought.
Excellent
what
point.
Does that tell you?
Excellent point.
I'm a good person. If it's higher, I'm a bad person.
We see that a lot where people will or here's another one you see a lot. Somebody will complain, "Oh, we don't spend any time together. You're always working," and then you work less, and it's like, "Oh, well, you don't have any you don't have any money. You're broke." It's like, well, what do you want? You complain I'm always working, and then you complain I don't have any money. What? Make up your mind.
Person, and the only difference is that that maybe one day you happen to weigh more or happen to weigh less for whatever reason, and it doesn't mean that you are now a terrible human. And a lot of
Nothing
times,
wrong with that.
We have these, oh well, I'm so bad, and because I put on X amount of pounds, and it's a lot of times it's like you don't even know that that's happened. You didn't know that had happened unless you had gone on a scale.
There's nothing wrong with I mean, at the same time, I say it's good to be self-motivated, self-validation, and all that, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to share your life or to share your experiences and that kind of thing. I think it's good and healthy to have relationships, but don't let them don't become neurotic like this person.
Why do you have this torture device in your house? Why? For the odd chance that you stand on it, for that one chance that you stand on it and it says something lower than what you want, that you have that, you're a good person. It's like being in an abusive relationship. You get fed loads of shit, and then
you see that on a 600-pound life.
You're moving away, and then you get a little bit of good. Okay, well, I'll stay. No, get rid of that shit. And you might have.
I actually see it a little bit. I see it a little bit. I mean, I get definitely not as pretty as Di, and definitely not the same size as Di. But I mean, a little bit of the similarity, like the skin. I see.
Someone in your house is into dieting, so just put it in their room. Tell them to hide it. You don't want to see that. It's not good for your mental health. Number 13, you don't shut down diet talk or fat phobia, or sometimes even think that it's not that big of a deal if it happens. So again, shutting down diet talk or fat phobia, you're not an angry, confrontational person. You allow other people to have opinions. That's a problem. That's a problem. You cannot allow other people to have their own opinion, especially if it disagrees with you. You must control other people's thoughts. You must control any conversations. If anybody says anything that contradicts the thoughts and actions of Vinny Welsby in anti-diet crusading, you need to cut them out of your life, and you need to tell them to shut up. With an asterisk of, is it the right time? Do you have the spoons? What is the power difference there with you and that person? But if that's consistently happening and it's just washing over your brain, and you're like, well, is it that big of a deal? And you have no plans to ever one day set boundaries with people who continually do that, then that's probably going to be a problem.
Good point, Fallen Angel. She does not speak very professionally.
Number 14, you feel good about yourself for eating, quote, healthy food. So if you notice that you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you feel good, when you do something good for your body. And I love how she assumes that healthy food can't taste good, right? You feel good when you eat healthy. What if the healthy food tasted good, Vinny? Did you ever consider that? What if you ate healthy food and it tasted good? Like that happens, right? Like there's a lot of healthy food that's very tasty. I love how she just assumes that that's not possible, that you couldn't enjoy a healthy meal.
I just ate. So if you notice it, you're like, oh yeah, I just ate a dust and toenail salad. I must be going to heaven.
How neurotic is her perspective of healthy food? Healthy food, in her opinion, is not fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, lean beef, fresh fish. No, it's dust and toenails. That's what she considers, that's what she thinks of when she thinks of people eating healthy food. This woman is on another planet.
Because I'm such a good moral person. Or, you know, we don't have those. We don't think literally, oh, I'm going to go to heaven. I'm a moral person. But you just like, ooh, I'm so good. Or, ooh, if someone came in now and saw me eating a salad, they'd be like, ooh, look at you, good person that's in control and has their shit together. And people might think that, right? You know, regardless of what we're thinking. But we,
You know, Vinny, I hate to, well, no, I don't hate to. I'm going to tell you, I love to contradict you. I'm going to say that I think that somebody who does a good job of controlling their nutrition, who's able to eat a diet that's very healthy, I think that is a sign of somebody who's more responsible and has their mind together. Somebody who just, when I was younger and I was irresponsible, I certainly ate a lot of junk food all the time, and I would drink all the time, and was not doing very well for myself. Now I still eat junk food sometimes, but I also eat health food. I don't eat large amounts of junk food constantly. I eat I eat it in moderation.
we can be like, is it true? Is it true because I ate a tomato that I'm all of a sudden this has their shit together person?
Well, it
Or
does
if I
taste
don't,
really
I'm
good.
the
I can
opposite.
agree with that.
Is that true? I don't think so. 15. Most of the media you consume features normative body.
Well, I totally relate to that, Fallen Angel. I certainly struggle to eat healthy. I mean, I've kept my weight down in a good place, but everybody who listens to this show knows I'm always gaining back a few pounds and having to lose it again, because I like to eat a lot of maybe not a lot, but I like to eat some sweets. I like to eat some tasty stuff. So it can be a struggle, but I also do like healthy food too. But I like to have some sweets along with it.
So, and you don't even think about it, right? And so have a little think
It
about all
seems
the
like a
things
parody,
that
doesn't it?
that's going into your brain. And so that could be your Instagram
no problem,
feed,
Hannibal.
your
Thank you very
TikTok,
much for
the
coming in.
movies
You have a
you watch,
wonderful night.
the Netflix, whatever.
I'll see you around, man.
Is it mostly thin, white, or if it's, muscular, whatever normative body image standards we have today,
Right? It's not
that's
only vegetables.
affecting how you think about bodies, right? And so just recognizing it. I'm not saying that you don't watch these things, because some of these shows are really fucking good, right? Or they're so trashy, you're like, I need to watch it.
All right, so I love how she's saying that if you watch shows that don't have a bunch of fat people and unhealthy people who eat unhealthy food, that's somehow bad. You've internalized diet culture because you watch shows. What if you watch like the NFL? What if you watch sports? Like there's only going to be there aren't a lot of, well, I guess football players, there are some who are kind of big. But what if you watch the NBA? Like the people there are just not going to be fat. Like it's just what it is. Like there's some things the people just aren't going to be fat, and that's okay. Like, nothing wrong with watching fat stuff with fat people in it, but like not every show is going to have fat people. That doesn't. This is what just seems really odd. Like I can't really even explain this one, but I think you get my point.
So I'm not saying don't watch them, or you could not watch them, whatever. But recognizing that is probably not helpful for society, not helpful for your mental health, and
It's not helpful for society. I love how she makes it everything about society. It's such a solipsistic worldview to believe that because she has an issue with obesity and she has an issue with self-worth and self-confidence, that it somehow isn't a problem for all of society and all the people in society because it affects her. It's a problem for society because, well, it affects her. So we all need to be concerned with this. It's a very self-centered perspective.
What can I do to mediate that? And what can I do to help myself with that? I'm going to watch something which is a little bit more fat positive, a little bit more queer, a little bit more disabled or whatever. Yeah.
She wants to watch something mentally disabled. She should watch your YouTube videos.
Number 16, you struggle to connect that day-to-day fat phobia and diet culture are connected to larger systems of oppression.
Yeah, this is, she's kind of repeating herself at this point. This is another one where she says, you need to blame all of society for all of these issues. It's not enough that you don't take responsibility for your problems. You need to actively blame society and other people. You need to scapegoat them for your problems. It's not enough to ignore your problems. You need to actively blame other people for them.
Right. And so when I think about this stuff, like something that's really powerful for me is I really want to be anti-racist, right? I really want to be an ally to those who have marginalized identities that I don't have.
But not if they're in good shape, not if they're healthy. If it's a black person who's like healthy, they're a fat phobic person. If they're a gay person who's into nutrition, no, they're actually really, they're like an enemy, right? So I love how she talks this stuff about, oh, racism and sexism, but you throw all of that out the window if they don't agree with you on your personal crusade. So be sure to include that caveat, miss.
And I'm sure you do too, right? And something that I will come back to is if I'm struggling with feeling shame around something, is who am I hurting by perpetuating these myths? And of course I'm not.
Hold on, Elizu. According to her, we are doing a good deed by watching Foodie. We watch so much content featuring fat people that we are actually helping to fix society, according to Vinny here.
Trying to hurt people,
give yourself a pat on the back for watching Foodie and for watching this lady. We watch a lot of content featuring fat bodies. Connecting it back to those bigger systems that are bigger than the way that I'm feeling about myself helps me really cut that shit out, because why am I believing these racist beliefs? I'm not trying to, obviously, but why am I, because fat phobia and diet culture and all that type of stuff leads back to racism. I love how she says that it's racist to be interested in. So how does she square a black personal trainer? Would that person be a racist according to her, or do they have to be a white personal trainer to be a racist? Can a black? This is such nonsense. This is just so absurd on its face value that it's contradictory. There's no logic to any of this. It's racist to be interested in health, but what if you're a black person interested in health? Are you also racist? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
So, am I committed really to trying to be anti-racist? Well, then I'm not. I'm going to work on this stuff, right?
Yeah. If you want to be anti-racist, it has nothing to do with race. It actually has to do with obeying Vinny Welsby. Do what Vinny Welsby says if you want to be a good little anti-racist, according to her. This woman is full of crap in every way.
I'm going to continue to work on it, and I will probably never get to the end destination because there is no end destination. But making that connection with all of this stuff, like hoping that your husband thinks that you're hot. Okay. What bigger system is at play here? What bigger systems are at play here? And making that connection and be like, okay, do I want to support sexism and racism and transphobia and ableism? Nah, not really my bag. Okay, so I'm going to try and work on this.
Yes, because you just have to take her word for it, because all of that stuff is related to you not wanting to die young from a heart attack. If you don't want to die young from a heart attack, you are guilty of enabling every single one of those things that Vinny just described there. There's not any debate.
Number 17, you think all fat people are fat because they did something, quote, wrong to get that way, or because they're traumatized. So we think about these tropes that we have about fat people is that they are fat because they were out of control, lazy, eating too much food and watching video games or whatever, playing video games, or they're traumatized and so they're like, okay, well, I want to not be attractive, and so I'm going to decide to become fat. And of course, they
I love how she just assumes that that's not possible. She's like, oh, well, they think that fat people, are lazy and eat junk food and stuff. And maybe some of them aren't. I'm going to say this right now. People get fat for different reasons. Not everybody is fat for the same reason. Not everybody who is referred to as fat is the same size. There's a whole gradient. There's a whole range of sizes and activity levels. But on average, it's hard to get fat if you're being physically active and eating a healthy diet. It's just not likely to occur.
There are fat people who these things might be true, and also the majority of stories about fat people are very complex, are probably wouldn't probably never know, right? Really.
Well, see, there you go, Elise. That's how it works. She's white, but she's anti-racist because she's against fat. She's in favor of fatness. But if you're in favor of nutrition, it doesn't matter what color you are, you're racist. Does that make sense? There you go.
We've got studies
Glad
that
I can clear that up for you.
show that the reasons why fat people...
Yeah, that's how it works. If you're white and you want to be anti-racist, you have to be in favor of being fat. If you're in favor of nutrition, it doesn't matter what color you are, you're a racist. There you go.
fat
Made it nice and simple.
in the hundreds, right? And as well, kind of, I'm thinking about this of like, why are fat people fat? Like saying, quote, it's not their fault. Almost, when it does, positions fatness as this negative thing. And there are fat people who are fat and who wanted to be fat, right? Who chose to become fat. And that doesn't mean that they're bad. So, yeah.
Well, Elise, she's attempting to become one. She's working on it. Give her some time.
It's so basically it's that shades of grey thinking, it's the critical thinking skills. And I really deeply believe this. I was like, I thought that everyone who was fat needed to go to therapy. And then if they went to therapy, they would be thin. And then when I started going to therapy and I didn't become thin, I was like, what the fuck? Why? Because I'm obviously fat because there's something wrong with my brain.
Hold on. The reason why therapy didn't help you with your weight is because I don't think the therapy helped you with your problems. You still have all the internalized insecurities. You still are upset about your boyfriend not thinking you're hot. You're still angry at a lot of other people for a lot of things. I don't think that your therapy was very effective. And I think that's why it didn't help you with your weight.
Brain, not that, whatever. I'm just, genetically happen to be fat, whatever. Yeah. Number 18, you believe everyone shares your opinions on fat people if you think negative things about fat people.
What was that one? Hold on, I want to hear this one again. I think I heard this correctly. Let me check.
Yeah. Number 18, you believe everyone shares your opinions on fat people if you...
And she thinks that everybody should share her opinions instead. That's what she thinks. She thinks everybody should instead share her opinions on fat people.
Think negative things about fat people and aren't aware that many people love fat people, think they are gorgeous, and that fat people have rich, fulfilling, and successful lives.
But here's the part I think that Vinny here intentionally neglects. If you love somebody and they're fat, if you love them, you want them to be healthy. You want them to live longer. You don't want them to be fatter and die younger. If you love somebody who's fat, you don't love them because they're fat. You love them separate from that. It's not like, oh, well, I love you because you're a fat person and I love fat people. But if you lose weight, I don't love you anymore. If you lose weight, then you're racist. Well, how does this logic of hers work? Because you love fat people, you want to see them get even fatter and die younger. Huh?
And it's hard to think like that if we're steeped in anti-fat bias and diet culture, to imagine that a fat person can have as good a life as a thin person.
Welcome in,
guess what?
Deep.
Maybe even a better life than a thin person. How is it possible? It's not. It can't be.
Oh,
because
middle of nowhere.
The idea is that when we think about fat people, it's like sad sack, no friends, desperate to be thin, loser, you know, all of this stuff. And to know that actually, as
so
much
naughty.
as there's a variety of stories with thin people, it's the same with fat people. And there are many fat people who are just glorious human beings that...
All right, I think this is a very interesting comment here by Freedom Deep. And this woman's starting to ramble at this point. She's repeating herself. She ran out of stuff around 15. Well, I mean, I think that's a very good point, Freedom Deep. I feel the same way. If Foodie lost weight, I'd still find her interesting. And I make fun of Foodie, but I don't make fun of her just for being overweight. I make fun of her for a bunch of stuff. And the fact that she's overweight is just like, it's just who she is. Like if she was skinny, I'd make fun of her for being skinny. Does that make sense? I'd call her like a skinny, bony, whatever. I just have a different set of funny things to say.
That lead wonderful lives. Same way with straight size people, right? And fatness is not a determinant of
I hope so.
all of that type of stuff. And presuming that everyone thinks about fat people in the same way.
She'd have way more energy. She'd have way more energy
Yeah.
to rage.
Number 19, you don't like being in photos and don't want them shared anywhere. So this is a big one. If you don't want to be in photos, it tells me that you are feeling uncomfortable in your body.
No, that there is just, I think this one is just nonsense. If you don't want to be in photos, I can think of a lot of reasons you don't want to be in photos. How about this one? How about this one, lady? This one is one that she'd never understand. What if you don't want too much attention? What if like you get a lot of attention, you'd rather have less? That happens for some people, believe it or not, Vinny. What if you don't want to be in photos because you have an ex who's a stalker? What if you don't want to be in photos because you, there's a bunch of good reasons why you won't want to be in photos. Those are just the two that I can think of off the top of my head. But there's so many other reasons.
And so we've got some work to do there, and that's just one way that it manifests. Other ways that it manifests is struggling to decide what to wear, or only wearing stuff that hides your body, or pulling down your clothes all the time, or not wanting to get in the pool with the kids or with your friends or whatever. So there's lots of different ways that it manifests. And so if you're doing any of those things, then it tells me that there's probably some diet culture.
Yeah, right. Like it doesn't matter. I've never really been like a person who likes to get on camera, whether I've been heavy or whether I've been thin, and it's just I don't really like to get on camera that much. I know that's like for somebody who enjoyed like I enjoyed doing drama. Like it doesn't make sense, but like I guess that's why I never really made it like doing drama. I'm too camera shy to be good at drama.
Anti-fat bias beliefs going on there. And number 20, you can get behind fat acceptance, but only as long as they're healthy, aka you feel more comfortable when fat people perform good fatty roles.
Wow, I love that. I love this very last caveat, or this last condition she puts in here, where even if you do everything that she wants you to do, if you deep down inside still hang on to the belief that health matters, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough if you do everything else she says. You have to reject the very idea of health.
I see this so often, right? When I say if I get a new hairdresser or whatever, because I have 50,000 hairdressers because I can never get a good haircut.
I'm into it.
Anyway, when I'm meeting a new person and I tell them what I do, often they say, that's great. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about whether you're healthy. As long as you're healthy, then it doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh, so close, but no. Because what we're wanting from fat people when we're saying that is for them to perform a good fatty role for us. I did a podcast.
This is so absurd. It's not about performing a role. There's simply such a thing as health. And if you care about somebody, you want them to be healthy. Vinny, have you ever wished somebody good health? Do you ever know anybody who's gotten sick? Have you ever wished for them to get better? Like, this is just such a fundamental concept of humanity. It makes me question this woman's very humanity, that she can't understand the idea of wanting somebody to be healthy and feel good.
on good fatty versus bad fatty. Good fatty is a fat person who is more palatable.
It's all about,
according to society.
It's all about society with her. She makes everything about, some things are not about society. Some things are just about nature. Your health is, even if you lived by yourself on a deserted island with no society to speak of, you would still be unhealthy if you were 500 pounds. It has nothing to do with what society thinks of you.
So a fat person who is trying to lose weight, a fat person who says, I know that I'm fat and disgusting and I'm so sorry about that, a fat person who hides their body, a fat person who goes to the gym and eats salads. And by the way, it's absolutely okay if we are performing the good fatty trope, because sometimes that's the only way
She should go to Jupiter and get more stupider.
that we can survive in the world, because fat phobia is so devastating that if we have to perform, then sometimes that's what keeps us alive. And so it's more about not that the fat person is doing it, is that we expect fat people to do that, and then we give them a little bit of humanity. Whereas if a fat person is like, I'm going to wear what the fuck I want, I'm going to share my body, I am not going to diet, in fact, I'm going to, in front of you, eat this, quote, unhealthy food, I'm going to fuck who I want, and I like being fat. Society is like, no. We can handle it if you are pleading with us to accept you. But if you don't plead with us, then you're bad. Then you're bad. It's making me think of it's called Making the Cut. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's designers, and they design clothes. And at the end of the episode, they'll be like, some people are going home, someone's going home, whatever. They're so mean to them. And a few instances, they've made people beg.
All right, we're going to start,
Stay.
I'm going to start winding it down. I think that this show has gone on long enough. Vinny Welsby has just run out of interesting stuff to say. And I see that my pal Hannibal has decided to turn on his streams. I think it's time for me to wind it down, folks. You've been a fantastic chat. Let me say good evening as I put this on here to close this out, the video clip. We'll use this one. This one's funny. Yeah, it's just, my brain is starting to fog up at this point. Good night, folks. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Nirvana. I'm glad I can give you folks a laugh. I'll tell you right now, as far as I go, I was happy fat, I'm happy thin, I was miserable thin, I've been miserable fat. I've been both. And it's not all just about your weight. But I will say this, I certainly feel better physically at a lower weight, regardless of anything mental. Thank you so much, Jamie. Very much appreciated. Everyone, please hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. Fallen Angel, I'm sorry, but I'll hopefully give you a guest appearance over on Sarah Jane or something. But not going to be doing a show this weekend, that's for sure. Yeah, Freedom Deep, thank you very much for coming in. You have a great night, everybody. Have a great night, Nutty. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for Fallen Angel. Oh, thank you, Nirvana. I feel like I feel good right now. I feel positive. No problem. All right, you have a great night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Jamie. Good luck with everything. Feel great. I will see you folks around.